We've all been there, someone's spinning a yarn, and you're trying to figure out if they're being straight with you. It's like a game of human Cluedo, but instead of Colonel Mustard with the candlestick, it's your mate Dave, and a suspicious story about a work emergency on a Friday night. Humans have been trying to sniff out liars since, well, forever. Ancient civilizations had their methods, often relying on superstitions or torture. Ouch. Thankfully, we've moved on to slightly more humane tactics. But let's be honest, wouldn't it be amazing if we had some foolproof way to separate truth-tellers from fibbers? Hold on to your hats, because we're about to dive into the fascinating world of lie detection. Now, you've probably seen polygraphs on crime shows. They strap a suspect up to a machine that measures things like heart rate and sweating. The idea is that when you lie, your body freaks out a bit. Sounds legit, right? Well, not so fast. Polygraphs are about as reliable as a chocolate teapot in a heat wave. Turns out lots of things can make you sweat or make your heart race, like being nervous or just really needing to use the loo. Even trained professionals have trouble telling real lies from, say, pre-interview jitters. So if those fancy machines aren't all they're cracked up to be, what's the alternative? Well, the answer might be right under our noses, or rather, coming out of our mouths. Yep, you heard that right. The way we speak can be a dead giveaway when we're trying to pull the wool over someone's eyes. See, lying is hard work. Your brain's busy trying to construct a believable story while simultaneously suppressing the truth. That's a lot of mental gymnastics. And just like a tired gymnast, a liar's language can start to slip. Here are a few telltale signs to watch out for. I, me, mine, who. Liars often try to distance themselves from their stories. They use fewer first-person pronouns and talk about themselves less. Think back to Lance Armstrong denying doping allegations. He'd say things like, "The tests are negative," instead of, "I've never taken drugs." Negativity central liars tend to use more negative words like no, not never. It's like their guilt is seeping out through their language. Remember when a certain politician kept saying, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman"? Yeah, not exactly a ringing endorsement of honesty. Keeping it simple, maybe too simple. Remember, lying takes effort. So, liars often stick to simpler explanations, avoiding too much detail or complexity. It's like they're trying to get the story out as quickly and painlessly as possible. Going overboard. On the flip side, some liars overcompensate. They might throw in a ton of extra detail or use overly complex language, hoping to sound more convincing. Think of it like trying to cover a tiny stain with a giant tablecloth. It's just suspicious. Now you might be thinking, okay, that's all well and good for politicians and athletes, but what about everyday life? Well, that's the beauty of it. These linguistic cues can be applied to all sorts of situations. Imagine your friend claims they missed your birthday dinner because their car broke down, but then they start avoiding eye contact and give a super vague explanation about what happened. Sounds a bit fishy. Or maybe you're about to buy something online, but the seller's description is full of negative language and lacks specific details. Time to trust your gut, and maybe shop elsewhere. Look, I'm not saying you should become a human lie detector overnight. Even experts get fooled sometimes. But by paying attention to these linguistic leaks, you can definitely sharpen your BS detector and navigate the world with a little more confidence. So, the next time someone's spinning a yarn, channel your inner detective, listen closely to their words, and remember, sometimes the truth really is stranger than fiction, or at least it uses more first-person pronouns.